In this morning show, we are here to inspire you about building your own business and helping you stay on track of your goals. It's a daily cup of motivation. A supportive group of women who wants to see you succeed in your business, and we'll support you every step of the way. Right in the morning. Just put your mind to it. Coffee with Nikkie. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo. Wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm yawning, brainstorming when my mind is forming. Time to tune to this morning show early in the morning. Listen to Coffee with Nikkie. Oh yes, she's busy. If you need help, tune on the channel right with me. Strong, independent women, make it sound easy. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo.
Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing this amazing morning? We got some more sunshine, so super excited about that. Definitely whenever we have a beautiful sunshiny day, I'm feeling good. I'm starting to see evidence of spring. I'm starting to see evidence of life and warm weather. I'm excited about all of that. So yesterday we were talking about some things, and I want to get into that today. So we're going to have a conversation. I want your input. I'm going to give you my input. I'm going to give you some information that I've also found on the internet. I love doing stuff like this. I love like researching and getting information and diving deeper. I really wish I did this last night after our pricing class, because I would have really had, some real good like information and stuff like that to give you guys. And so I don't have that. I mean, I have it because I did my research, but I wanted to go a little bit more in depth, and I probably still will, because this is definitely going to send me down a rabbit hole. And I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? I never run away from an argument. Initially, when when I was younger, I wanted to be a lawyer. And so didn't go through with it because my creativity was taken over. And so I went to school for 3 years and then I left. I went to John Jay for 3 years and then I left. But so I love doing things like this. So we're going to have a whole conversation. Nobody's right or wrong. Everybody is they're able to have their own opinion, and I'm here for it because I want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm looking at it from a different perspective, and maybe I need to see your perspective. And so we're going to talk about that today. So tomorrow, Cousin is supposed to be on. You guys know her as the best moderator on what? Earth, the best moderator on earth. And of course, she's in the building and she's first. So Cousin said, good morning, my hearts. Good morning. She is definitely going to, we're going to leave it loose, but she's supposed to be on tomorrow. So she's going to be on tomorrow, and she's going to, sometimes she has a word for you guys, and tomorrow she will have one, unless she's going to do it today. But I know we agreed to tomorrow, but we'll see. Good morning, Michelle. Michelle's in the building. She said, good morning, Miss Latrice and everyone. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Jasmine, Alyssa. She said, good morning. Hit the like. Come on, everybody. Please hit the like. Good morning, Martini. Good morning. Good morning, Yolanda. Yolanda said, good morning, family. I am blessed. Yes, and yes. Good morning, Big Meech. Big Meech is in the building. She said, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, Melody. Melody said, good morning, ladies. Good morning. Big Meech said, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. You know, they say if you say things or you hear things or things happen in threes, it's a sign to do it. It's a sign to do it. Come on. Good morning, LaRasha. LaRasha said, good morning. Miss Linda's in the building. Let's see what her beautiful message is for the morning. Good morning, everyone. I am blessed and ready for my mini miracles today. Come on, mini miracles today. I'm here for it. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Chantel. Chantel is in the building. I totally forgot about the class. Cousin, you didn't remind me. I did say that you were supposed to be there, and then I said you're probably back and forth moving. So Jasmine was there early. She'll definitely tell you. Yolanda was there early too. I said you were probably moving back and forth, and so I, assumed that you was going to be busy because I know that you move in your house. So I got it on tape though. I forgot about the class too. No, not today. Sinus is draining. Got you, got you, got you. So, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome to Coffee with Nikki. I am your host, Miss Nikki. This is your daily cup of information and inspiration. And we talk about all things business and other stuff and personal development and da 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 da, right? But today I wanted to focus on AI because there's a lot of conversation going on about, is AI stealing? Is AI doing this? Can you copyright AI? Can you do this with AI? And there's a lot of arguments out there. So I know that the artists are having a big I don't want to say an argument because it's their art. They're sensitive about their ish. I get it. And so they're having an issue with AI using their information, their data to generate images for other people. So my question is, where do we draw the line? So if we are going to say this is true for artists, then this has got to be true for every aspect of where we use AI, in my opinion. Right? It's got to be true all the way across the board. You can't feel so strongly just because you're an artist and then you're loose on being, on writing and your product descriptions and ideas and things like that. You can't be so strong about that and be so loose about that because it's generating ideas from other information out there. Remember, I was saying yesterday that AI is not just pulling information from thin air. It's not just magically appearing because you put in a prompt and it's just magically appearing in the description or the answer that it generates for you, right? It's pulling from somewhere. And so this is why I always say that when we are using anything AI based or AI generated, that we put our own spin on it, because you do not want to be copying and pasting somebody else's product description that you are now putting on your website, right? You want to make sure that it still has some of you within it, that it has your tone, that it has, you know what I'm saying? Like it has a similar style of your own infused in that. And so we're going to talk about that today. And we're going to talk about that today because let me tell y'all something. The girlies and the people and the artists and all of the real people, we're going to call them that, the real artists, they were coming for me. And one thing we can do, you can say, one thing I don't like, and let me just say that because this is how, when I first started on YouTube, I was in a lot of controversy. People would say when I was doing my makeup, and my girl and my guy and my this and my that, like there was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of like, who am I? There was a lot of racial hate. There was a lot of all kinds of hate coming at me. Oh, you think you dope, you're not dope, your work is trash, you're this, you're that. There's a lot of stuff coming at me. So I'm used to it and I'm here for it. Like I said, anytime somebody come for me, I got time. You know what I'm saying? Anytime somebody come for me, I definitely have time to say what my opinion is, right? And so they came for me. They came for me in one of my posts. And so I never, ever have I hidden the fact that I use AI to generate content, that I use AI to generate my characters. I've never said that I don't use it. I never called myself an artist. I am a creative for sure. I've never said that I'm an artist and this is what I came up with and da 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 da. No, I've always been upfront and honest about my process. I've always said that I've used AI. You guys never have heard me say that I created this from scratch or I created this, this is like my artwork. Never have I said that, right? And so people who don't know, they just go based off of what they see currently in their face. And so what people were saying to me, they were like, well, I'm not disclosing the fact that I'm using AI generated images. I have that information on every single post that I have in my Etsy store. It is generated in every description that I have. I never hide the fact that I am using AI generated images for characters. Now, am I stealing bits and pieces from other people as far as my imagery is concerned? Perhaps. Do I know if I'm stealing something from people based on me creating a specific prompt and making the characters wear specific things and making the facial features specifically how I want them. This is where I question the fact that, am I doing that? You know what I'm saying? Because if I put in exactly what I wanted to see, and in order for it to generate something, it's pulling, bits and pieces, and nose look like this, eyes look like this, hands look like this look like this look like this, and they put it all together. Did I create it or did AI create it? That's questionable. But the fact is that the point is that for you to say that I'm just stealing other people's work, then I have a problem with that. Because again, if you're going to use that in your your argument is that I'm stealing work, then I suspect that you're not using Apple technology. I expect that you're not going to be using Siri, Google, Gmail, Tesla, all of the other things that are using AI. AI is just because it's popular now to us. This is something that has been in the works for longer than we've been alive. Okay, this is not something that just came about. This is something that has been going on. And if we look at it as humans, people are inspired by other people's art all the time. Am I right or am I wrong? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Are we inspired by other people's art? Ones, if we are. Twos, if not. Like, if you think that you just came up with something and you weren't inspired by something somewhere, that is definitely a whole lie. A whole lie. We are all inspired by something somewhere. Yes, we're going to put our human touch on it, same as the way I feel with AI. I'm putting my touch on it and I'm putting my spin on it. I'm adding the things and the elements that I want into it. And so I feel like I'm creating something that I see in my mind's eye, which is definitely a definition of what art is, right? It's something that you feel internally that you create for external, for visual, right? And so I feel like I'm doing the same thing. Not saying that, oh yeah, call me an artist now. Not saying I'm Basquiat and I'm this person. And I'm not saying any of all of that. What I'm saying is it leaves to question really the process. Again, is it just me? Is it just me? Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Mr. Lois. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, they need to take it up with the government. Hello. Hello, got to learn to pivot when it comes to disruptive innovations. Yes. And let me just stay right here for a second. I'm gonna stick a pin. No, I'm not gonna stick a pin, and I'm gonna address it right now. Right. So the way I tell you that people are spending less, right, and they're not spending as much, shopping and doing all that online shopping. And so now is a very important time for us as makers to pivot. Is an important time for us as makers to be more clear on who our customers are and how we can address them and how our messaging should be more compelling. The same way we as makers have to pivot with our messaging, selling our product, is the same way I feel that artists have to do the same thing, right? Because now, what can you do in order to solidify your place in art history, or to solidify that you're not going to be taken advantage of, or to ensure that AI can't pull your inspiration and bring it into the programming? Like, what can you do? So this is how I'm feeling. And I think I'm feeling this way because I am not just a person that creates based solely off AI. Right. I have been creative all my life. I've always been in the creative realm. Always. If that's in arts, if that's in plays and music and all of that, I've danced, I've sung, I've been in plays, I've created, I've been a seamstress, I've been an artist, I'm always creating something. Right. And for somebody to say, well, you're not creative because I didn't create with the medium that you created on, doesn't take anything away from the fact that I'm still a creative person. And I think this is where the lines get a lot blurred as far as the artists and as far as being creative and being makers. Because again, when we see that our market is getting oversaturated, when we see that there's a million candle makers, or there's a million people that are making soap, there's a million, we tend to think that Everybody could be doing all of this, but there's a special sauce that I have that's making me unique. Even though it may be a million soap makers out there, I have a process that is unique to me. Even if we had the same process, even if we use the same techniques, something is unique to me, right? And so if we feel that way as far as creating our products and creating even in an oversaturated market, or our messaging in an oversaturated market, I think it tends to lend itself to, to be the same for art. These are my thoughts. Again, if you feel differently, let me know in the chat. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's have a conversation about it. So did I say good morning, Miss Lois? Good morning, Miss Lois. Just looked at my wrist and I got time today. I got time all the time. Let me tell you, I will make the time. I will schedule it in. Don't come for me, try to read me, because I'm always gonna come for you. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. People do not read, they just look at the video and images. That's it. Yep. It's like saying makers are the problem when pencils were the traditional means to create art. They're arguing about a tool. Come on, Jasmine. Come on, Jasmine. Good morning, Miss Deltra. Good morning, good morning, good morning. People are sheep and will regurgitate the current internet angry trigger button. And I want to also stick right here for a second, because while I was reading and while I was researching the things that people were saying, which also leads me to believe that maybe there was some bots created for the artists, they were repeating the same thing that I was reading. I was like, this sounds like the same thing one of the people in my comments said. This is the same exact wording that this person said to me in my comments. It all sounds similar, right? But technology is going to be moving forward, and you have to pivot. That is with everything that we've seen, right? We're not taking pictures anymore where we're developing the film, right? So technology came along and pushed that out the way and brought in digital cameras, right? And so now we had to pivot. And so now digital cameras, maybe if you're not you're not doing content, or you're not a photographer or anything like that, you may not need to have a digital camera, and you may just use your telephone, because your telephone has the same kind of quality or similar of a digital camera, and you can get the same kind of quality off of your phone as you can a digital camera. Technology are going to evolve, and other things are going to get pushed out. That is the natural way of the world. And I'm not saying we're pushing artists out. I'm saying we have to figure out how to exist in the world. Just as makers, I'm not going to quit making soaps, and I'm not going to quit making body butters just because there's a whole bunch of other people out here and the market is oversaturated. If we do this every time there's a whole bunch of a surge of a whole bunch of whatever coming out, we're never going to exist as anything, because anytime something comes along and there's a bunch of people doing it, we're going to quit. That doesn't help you to solidify your spot. That doesn't help you to keep on going. That's a quitter's mentality. Yes? Or is it just me? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just me, but there's always going to be some movement in technology that is going to move something out, which means you're going to have to pivot. This is why me and Patricia did a class on the power of the pivot, because now when people are spending less, you got to get more creative on how you selling. Is anybody picking up what I'm putting down? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Or, like I said, this is a free floor for you to say whatever it is that you have to say. You against what I'm saying? Let me know in the chat, because we're not gonna have an argument, but we can have a whole conversation about it. You know what I'm saying? We can have a whole conversation about it. I wouldn't clarify or justify anything to anyone. Let them be mad. Their anger ain't changing ish. Tree said, hey, Sean. Cousin said, hey, Sean, if anybody has a problem, tell them to see management. I'm management. And my office hours are from 9 to 5. Melody says, everyone puts their own spin on whatever it is that they're doing. No one can do what you do like you do. Period. Preach, preacher! Preach, preacher! Larasha said, yes. Everybody's saying, yes, I'm with you. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, Dana. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking, right? Again, I'm not thinking as an artist. I'm not thinking as somebody's taking whatever. I'm thinking past that, right? Because again, as artists, we are looking at things that we are creating, and um where are we pulling inspiration from? I could look at certain people's things. Like I told y'all yesterday, when I started getting into Bath and Body and all of that, I was inspired by Lush. I was inspired by the Body Shop. I was inspired by Lush, by Bath and Body Works, and Bath and Body what is it? Bath and Body Works. I was inspired by all of them. Being inspired by them, my earlier works would show a reflection of that being my inspiration. As I became more creative, things started to change. As I started thinking of different ways to make this idea better, my approach started to change. My inspiration was still the same as like bath bombs. Bath bombs were created by Lush. As far as the internet's information, bath bombs were created by Lush. A lot of the innovative ways and products were created by Lush. And so a lot of product makers, and most product makers, I wouldn't say the younger product makers, I would say the people that have been making products for over 10 years were inspired by Lush and everybody else that was out, because it wasn't much to look at. We had Lush, we had the Body Shop, and we had Bath and Body Works. We had certain, and I started looking at Bath and Body Works a lot later into my career, or a lot later into my artistic approach. But and that wasn't even being artistic. I was looking at it because I like their bottles and I like their labeling, right? And so I was looking at it based on that. No matter who we are and what we do and where we are right now, our work is inspired from something that we've seen somewhere else. Yes, human hands created it, but the idea came from something else. So yes, I created a prompt to create something that I see in my mind's eye, but it still needed a human to collaborate with the idea to make that thing come to life. Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. So yeah, we are all inspired by something. I can look at everybody's work in here and I can lead your work to inspiration from somewhere else. That has been years from now, could be somebody who's making with you right now, but I can look at your work and I could tell you where you were inspired from, right? And so there's a problem when, where do we draw the line? Do we draw the line at just art? Do we draw the line at when we create, where we're creating products in an oversaturated market? Are we drawing the line when we are asking AI for descriptions and informations, or to help us with filling out applications, or doing certain things, or helping us with product descriptions, or helping us with brand identity, or helping us with, where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line? Yep, because Shan inspires me. We're all inspired from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was dropped here and said, "Oh, I'm not inspired by anything. I'm just inspired by me." We could limit the places where we can get inspiration from. We could say we're not going to look at other people because we want to create from a space of not being inspired by anything else, right? We want to try to create from our own perspective, but that perspective comes from somewhere else as well, right? And so it all evolves from something that we are inspired by. But where do we draw the line? Because if we're drawing the line at art, then I don't want to see an artist using any apps, any like Siri, anything that uses predictive programming, anything that uses algorithm, then you shouldn't be using that as well, because clearly it is also using AI technology. Again, this is what I'm thinking, right? So I think that yes, there should be a way to protect the artist's work, so that they're not able to imitate it. They can be inspired by, but not imitate the artist's work. I got that. I understand that. Yes, there, and I totally agree. there should be a way to protect the artist so that their work is not imitated, watered down, or maybe the messaging is wrong when it gets out into the world because maybe the artist's intentions was not for it to be A, B, and C. And so they want to make sure that they maintain the integrity of their art. Got it. That is duly noted. But now that leads me to say is that AI is the problem? Is it that we are the problem? Is it our dependency on AI that's the problem? Like, there's so many, it's so great for me. It's so great for me because, again, we've been using this for a very long time. Most of our lives, we've been utilizing AI. And we may not even acknowledge it, but we've been utilizing AI for a very long time. This is something that has been, I was doing my research, started like before the 1950s, but then it's in the 1950s is when it was a steady development and advancement from the 1950s, right? Most of us in this room weren't born in the 1950s. Right? We weren't born in the 1950s. AI did not just come around right now in 2024, 2000s. AI didn't just come around. AI has been here. It has been here. We've been using it. We've been using it for science. We've been using it for space exploration. We've been using it for development of things that we're using. We've been using it. Where do we draw the line? Right? So I was doing my research, and there's this thing that was developed by this man named, what's his name? I know his last name is Cohen. Where is it? Where's his first name? Where's his first name? His last name is Cohen, right? And so he created this thing called Aaron. And Aaron is a collaboration of human work and a machine to create robotic artists, to create robotic art, right? And so this was created in 1985. We are in 2024. This was created in 1985. So it does ask, well, who created the art? If I put the information in there and it generated the information, was it me or was it the machine that created the art? And that is a thin line where, as far as copywriting is concerned, and as far as proving that you created this work, because if we're looking at art, yes, technically you created the prompt, but no, you didn't generate the art. And the art was created by the computer, right? And so if the computer created the art, then the computer can't be the author of the art. So where there's no author of or no creator, because the computer itself or the generated image can't be the author. So that leads to, well, can you copyright the art, right? And so that's an ongoing thing, because there are people that are actively creating these descriptions of the things that they want to see, and maybe they don't have the talent to create that art. Maybe they don't have what it takes to create that thing, right? But what they can do, they have a very vivid imagination, and they can take the words and put the words on paper and then put that into the computer and then generate an image similar to the image that they have in their head, right? So again, where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line? Do we draw the line at we're not going to use it for anything using predictive programming, as far as like helping us write emails, writing product descriptions, like I said, the brand descriptions and things like that? Are we not going to use AI for that? Are we not going to use AI to help with writing? There's a lot of people that are using AI to create movie scripts, to create movies. I mean, to create comic books, to create books, to create. There's a lot of people using it for that right now. So should we take that away because it's taking away jobs from writers? Do we take it away because it's taking jobs away from analysts, like where exactly is the line drawn as far as AI is concerned? Yes, they'll say, I was watching a YouTube video and the guy said, people are using these weak arguments that, well, you put your work out there. That's not something that I would say. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say, well, you put your work out there, because I know when people take from me or take a similar idea. I know that one time I created a bath bomb and I put it on Pinterest. Now the bath bomb was a unicorn bath bomb. It had frosting, a straw, and it was a colorful bath bomb. Somebody took my image, I put it on Pinterest. Somebody took the image and created exactly the same thing. They created the same color scheme of the bath bomb itself. They put the bubble bath frosting on top with the same kind of sprinkles and even used the same straw. Now, is that imitation or inspiration? To me, it was imitation, right? You created my whole thing. You were definitely looking at what I created and copied my entire thing, right? Inspiration means that you took what I did and you added your spin on it. You added something different. This person did not. Now, if we are using AI, and again, like I said, to put a spin on something, then I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're inspired. You're not copying somebody's work, right? You're not copying somebody's work. If I'm inspired, I'm changing the color scheme. Maybe I'm even changing the shape of the bath bomb. Maybe I'm even omitting the frosting and maybe I'll put a unicorn horn and something else, or maybe the unicorn horn will be inside the bath bomb or whatever, right? If I'm using it just solely based on being inspired to recreate something different, I get it. And so when I use AI, that's how I'm thinking about using it. I'm using it to basically be the skeleton to help me jingle out some ideas or open me up to some creativity or some ideas that I was not thinking of initially. Right? So I'm using it for that purpose. Yes, I'm using it to draw something, draw some inspiration that I'm needing, so I can look at it from a different perspective. Because as creatives, we sometimes we're stuck in something if we see something one way, but we can open up to an idea if we're able to have other angles. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know what? Maybe I didn't think about it from this perspective. Let me try this. Or I didn't think about it from that way. Let me try this. Oh, that's a great description. You know what? I've never even thought about it that way. Let me take that and let me make it pretty, right? Let me do something else with that to make it sound like me, feel like me, and I'm going to utilize this to help me. Do we agree? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do we agree? Because again, if you're inspired by something and you're putting your own spin on it, does that count or does it not count because the initial inspiration came from somebody else? Let me know in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking in the chat. Somebody let me know. Good morning, Sheila. I think that's Sheila, right? Sheila. Sparkle Design Apparel. Sparkle Diva Apparel. Let me know if I'm right. Let me know in the chat. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your thoughts are. Don't let it just be me and my thoughts, because I am not easily swayed. I'm gonna have my thoughts regardless. But let me know what your thoughts are. Good morning, Trina girl. We miss you. Thank you, Big Meech. Big Meech said the math is not math. And let me read some of the comments. Some of the stuff that people were saying to me. Their intentions was to bully me. I'm not bullied easy. I'm not bullied at all. Period. Right? I'm not bullied at all. Your opinion means nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll take it and I'll hear what you're saying, but your opinion doesn't mean anything to me. You could tell me all day I'm not talented. That don't mean that because you said I'm not talented means that I'm not going to make soap anymore. Because you said that you didn't like something don't mean I'm not going to create it no more. That means nothing to me. Thank you so much for voicing it because you felt that I needed to hear that, but it ain't going to change my trajectory. It's not going to change the way that I'm doing things. Unless it's constructive criticism that is going to help me to be better or to produce something quicker or to do something better than what I did. That's the only way that your opinion is going to mean something to me, right? And we should all be that way. We should all be, because people on the internet, they have so much to say. They have they want to talk to you so harshly. And like Patricia said yesterday, they're not going to talk to you like that in person. You're not going to speak to me like that. Period. Right? So you can have your opinion, you can voice your opinion, but as long as you are respectful, I could respect you. But if you coming at me with your intentions are to bully me, to make me feel away, or to be hateful, I can tell you right now, I got time every single day to come back at you, because you will never do that to me. Never. Never. As long as you aren't copying, it counts. Okay. Yep, Nikki is not easily swayed. Period. I have tried to convince her a few times my room spray. My room spray recipe is measured in drops, and she ain't hearing it. I'm like, we are makers. You're not gonna tell me you use drops when you gotta make batches or something. Give me that in measurements. I need to know, how many drops does it take to be a gram? How many drops does it take to be an ounce? Like, I need measurements. Give me a percentage. Give me something. Give me something. But let me just go and let me tell y'all the comments that were coming at me about me utilizing AI. And somebody said, oh, well, you're using AI and you're not disclosing that information. Yes, I am. Every single place that I am showing anything that I generated from AI, I'm letting you guys know that that's where I got it from. Just so it's clear. You know what I'm saying? Just so it's clear, that's how I operate. That's how I measure when I was working on the room spray. Don't come at me, Nikki. Listen, if you're making it for 1 or 2 products, I get it. And not a batch of products. But because if you have 30 drops in 1 bottle of room spray, I need to make 40 bottles of room spray. I'm not going to sit there dropping all of those drops in there. I need measurements. Tell me so I can put it on a scale and I can measure it. Make it quicker for me. Make it quicker for me. Y'all, I try to explain my reasoning behind it and she shuts me down every time, every single time, every single time. Like, you ain't measure out how many 30 drops are? You don't know how many, you don't know what the weight of that is? I need to know. That's how I measure when I was like, it sounds tedious and is. Now, see, that's different. I was referring to 1 bottle. Right, now, if I'm making 10 bottles, you telling me 30 drops. Now, I got to measure all this out. 30 drops in this bottle, 30 over here. No, I need to know how much is total so I could just make my batch. I just need to make my batch. But let me get into some of the comments that people were telling me, because they were so pissed off that I am in my own little corner of the world creating bookmarks. Okay? Creating bookmarks. My art is not in a gallery. I'm not claiming I'm somebody's artist. I'm not showing up as an artist anywhere. You don't see artist on my description. You don't see any of that. But they were coming at me because based on what they are, like Sean was saying, regurgitating off the internet, they're like, oh, you calling yourself an artist. I never said that I was an artist. I said I was a creator. I said I created and did. But I never said that I was the artist that painted or sculpted or traced or sketched. I never said that. That's who I was. Never. Right? I guess they never heard of measuring the drops and converting it. Let me tell you something. They gotta convert it. You gonna give me a recipe? Do not give me drops. These people are a waste of time. They don't give them any more life. I wanted to talk about the usage of AI. I really want to just discuss the usage of AI, right? Because and I have a quote from an artist as well. His name is Ralph Biddle, right? He said it's the exact opposite to what he believes art to be. So he believes art to be something you feel internally into something that exists externally. So if that's your definition of art, and I see in my mind's eye that I want a character created with honey colored skin, green eyes, red hair, bamboo earrings, a hoodie that says Bubble Babes University on it. She's wearing high-waisted jeans. The shirt's kind of cropped. Maybe I want it to be embellished. So she's wearing embellishment. She has certain jewelry on that's blinged out, some blinged out hoop earrings. She got long and diamond encrusted nails. She's holding a cup of coffee. She's sitting in a coffee shop with the coffee shop looks like it's a futuristic, like I'm creating I see all of this in my mind's eye. And so I am creating a prompt to generate what I'm seeing and to make it unique in my mind. And the computer is generating this thing for me. So it's something that I saw internally. The computer is generating it, so it's something that I see externally. That's his definition of art. So, I mean, if I want to call myself an artist and I'm creating art, wouldn't that go with the definition that he suggested that art is? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Yes, it is. You created, you saw it, and you brought it to fruition. They don't understand that because they're ignorant, lacking understanding. And again, I get where their argument is concerned, but if I am being that descriptive about what I want to see, am I doing what the artist said that art is? Let me know in the chat. He said art is to be something you feel internally to something that exists externally. So it's something I saw in my mind, something I generated, and something that I made into a physical image, which is one of my bookmarks. Did I create the art based off of his description? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. And while y'all let me know what your thoughts are, I'm going to tell you. I'm gonna just read some of the comments because I found them to be funny. People was like, "You ain't gotta.
Didn't know how much I was.
You don't have to. Sorry, you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. You're right. I don't, but I do have to express my disgust. Or I do have to, I got you because you felt the need to come over here and express your feelings. I need to express mine. Period. If I make a lot, of course, I would convert it. Not for one bottle to test. Got you. I put a pause on that because I needed to lift my business up before trying something new. Just saying, got you. Okay, so I said, this is one of the images that I created, and I said I created it in AI. I also said that it's AI generated art, is an AI generated character. I always said that, right? So in my comments, somebody says, "Ooh, not the AI art." Then they said that's AI art, isn't it? Lazy ass. Then let me see. Let me go to another one because this one had a lot of comments. Some people agreed with me. Some people didn't. But of course, people were trying to bully me. Not easily swayed. Sorry, but what process? Type in the prompt? Exactly. I typed the prompt. You know where the prompt came from? My freaking mind. The prompt came from my mind. Yes, I created a prompt. Yes, I created what I wanted this thing to look like. Yes, it came from what I seen in my mind's eye. So, yes, I created a prompt. Did I create the work? Absolutely not. But I created the prompt to look like what it is that I wanted to see. So, based on this idea of what this artist said art is, then I did create art. But again, I don't call myself an artist. I call myself a creator, period. I call myself a creative, period. Let me see what you guys are saying. Trina says, sounds about right. Let me see. If I put together a puzzle I bought from a store and frame it and hang it on my wall, it's art because I did it. People need to touch grass. Anyways, Nikki, people will always have something negative to say, and that's the truth. I was so heated at those comments on your page, sis. Correct. Because a lot of y'all know who I am. You know what I'm saying? I could say, okay, they don't know who I am. They don't know, what I've done and da 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 da. I could say that, But for the fact that you think that you're going to come over here and say something hateful for me is going to discourage me from doing what I'm doing, you're absolutely wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Because again, you have the right to say whatever it is that you want to say, but you also have the right to not be here. If you don't like what I'm doing, you have the right not to even look at my page. You have the right to not even take the time for you to type up this comment that you're sending to me. You have all the time in the world to be looking at somebody else or looking at things that interest you or looking at things that make you happy. You don't have to be here or support what I am doing in order to respect what I did. Right? And this is how we are as humans. We don't have to see eye to eye all the time, but we can respect one another and we can live together. Right? We can live together. We don't have to disrespect each other. I can have an opinion. You can have an opinion. We're grown. We're entitled to our own opinion. The world would be really boring if other people if we all have the same opinion. We all should have differences of opinion. That makes the world fun. That makes the world worth living. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all are not the same. We all do different things. That's what life is all about. Period. Right? Um, they just mad. They ain't think of it first. Period. Got you. I read it right. Um, exactly, Michi. Always creating the prompts to create the image you want takes time. Period. And lots of trial and error. Right, because it does not always come out the way that you want it to come out or the way that you see it. Right? A lot of the times, because it's AI technology, there's a lot of things that's happening. Somebody said, well, my proportions ain't right, and this ain't this, and this ain't that. Okay, you know what? It may not be, but guess what? I'm going to rewrite my prompt to create it so that then it is. Right? If I decide to use it with the 7 fingers that it gave me, that's my business. That's my business. Right? But again, we are inspired from something. And like I said, AI is pulling from everything. It's pulling from your conversations. It's training itself on how you ask things to your Siri, or how you ask things to your Echo, or whatever the Google Talk or Google Speak or whatever those things are that you use, that you speak to in your home. It's training itself. It's making itself smarter. But I don't see anybody sitting here protesting utilizing those things. They're using the smart things in their car, in their homes, in their computers, on their phones. They're using it everywhere. Right? So if you feel one way in one sector, I feel that you should feel the same way all the way across the board. So if we're going to feel that way, then we still would probably be with dial-up internet. We'll still be using rotary telephones. We'll probably still be using computers that are using cards, or if we're using typewriters to type up letters, or we'll still be using postcards that we're mailing, or we're taking rolls of film to the store so we can develop the film, if we're not going to use AI and new technology. And so this is my thoughts. This is how I feel. And I feel that people should be free to create works of creativity. Let's say that, because I don't want to offend anybody by saying works of art, right? So create works of creativity to generate what they see in their mind. Maybe they're not an artist, but and they people were saying, well, why don't you just hire an artist? Well, why don't I just use AI? Why don't you just not use it to write your letter? Why don't you just not use Google Maps to tell you how to get somewhere? Why don't you just not do that? Why don't you just go get a map and use that? Right? I'm going to use AI because it's here for me to use. Instead of me having a conversation with an artist trying to go through several sketches and several looks to try to get what I want, if I could generate this on my AI, why not use it? Why not use it? And I don't want to use the argument AI is here to stay and this and this. I just want to use I just want to say that we are evolving Technology is going to continue to evolve. There's always going to be some advances in technology. We're always going to have to figure out if we are going to move with it or we're going to get left behind. That's just the way life is with any and everything. What's taking jobs? Factories are taking jobs. They replaced humans and put robots into certain things where they think is a little more dangerous for humans to do. So now they have robotics doing those things so that there's not humans in those positions in those dangerous conditions, right? We're doing this all the time. You're purchasing your processed foods based on robotics. Like everything you're doing is based off of robotics and AI right in this current world. Let me know if y'all with me. Let me know if y'all with me in the chat. Let me know if y'all with me in the chat. Very true, Michi. It takes time and trial and error for sure. You'll be there forever trying to get the prompt right. Because Chantel, we're not counting, sis. That that's right, Trees. We are not counting. You can agree to disagree about this without disrespecting the other person, right? The problem is that miserable people troll the internet and try to knock people down to their level or worse. Hope y'all get me. Gotcha, girl. Laughing at the 7 fingers. I'm telling you, right? Because it has 7 fingers. Sometimes it has extra arms. You got to fix it. Not to mention AI is free. Why spend money when you don't have to? And also, not to mention, you may not have been utilizing this person in this anyway. I'm not frequenting art galleries. I'm not buying comic books. I am not buying, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am not in that realm. So I don't feel like I am disrespecting any artist because that's not my area. Now, if I said create an image based off of whomever artist, whatever artist, I get it, right? If I did something like that. If I said and knowing, because I do pay for my AI. So I know AI is free to use a certain way, but I do use Chat GPT 4, which is a paid service, or Midjourney, which is also another paid a paid service. People are using that for stock images. They are creating realistic people. And so in order to create these realistic people that people are using for their stock images for their business or their beauty, for their business period, right? So whether that's beauty, hair, nails, skin, teeth, skincare, candles, blah, blah, blah. People are creating stock photos utilizing this AI technology, and AI again has to be pulling this from somewhere. So is it right to create stock photos utilizing AI? See, now I have a lot of questions. You know what I'm saying? Like I get where people are coming from. I hear what they're saying, but where to me it's like, where do we draw the line? Where do we stop that at? Right? Again, people are creating these images that look like realistic people for their stock images that they're putting on their website, that they're using in their content, that they're using all over the place, right? Where does the line get drawn? Right? Where does the line get drawn? Robots are now delivering your food. Perfect example. When we were in LA, I've never seen anything like this, and I definitely know we wouldn't have anything like this where I live, because I live in the mountains, and I know that what we've seen in LA can only exist in a city area, cannot exist up here. There was a robotic thing that was taking somebody's food. I don't know, it was a delivery service, but they was taking somebody's food somewhere. They have this going on. So are you going to protest that from ever happening? And I'm not saying because if we are looking at movies like I, Robot and things like that, where the robots start taking over, you know what I'm saying? Then you have a certain kind of fear, and you're like, I'm not going to do that because the robots are getting smarter every day, and da 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 da. Right? Totally get that too. Right? But this is something that's happening everywhere in every aspect of our lives. We're using it somewhere. Again, if you don't believe in it, then you should probably not be using a smartphone. You should probably not be using a computer. You should probably not be, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, this is what I think. And like I said, I could be wrong, but this is my opinion. This is my opinion. Let me see what you guys are saying. That's it, Melody. I know an author who creates her own illustrations with AI. After spending thousands of dollars on an artist to draw the pictures and was not happy with the outcome. Right. Right. Now I could sit here in my creative space and think about what I want, generate me a prompt, and see what comes up. Tweak it and make it to be exactly what I want it to be. Is that art? It definitely is. Again, this machine was created in 1985 and it's called Aaron. You guys can look it up. You guys can look it up. And the machine was created by an artist itself. The machine was created by an artist who was a celebrated artist at the time, who then was interested in technology and created this process of the human and the robot collaborating to create the art pieces, and they were seen in museums. This machine was seen and recognized in museums. His artwork based from the machine was definitely seen and showcased everywhere. Look this stuff up. I didn't make this up. The machine was created by an artist itself. So y'all should be taking up things with, y'all taking up things with the wrong people. The argument is coming from the wrong end, I think, or going to the wrong people, right? Because if you really want to make a difference, I think that it needs to go further back, because again, the software was created by an artist with the intention of the robot creating the artwork. Am I making sense or no? Let me know. Let me know. Robots are doing lashes now too. Robots are doing surgery, major surgeries in your bodies. Major surgeries in your body. The robots are doing it. The robots are very important in science. I don't want a robot doing my lashes, I'll tell you that, because I like my eyes. I don't need no mishaps. I barely can see. I don't need a robot to be doing, the wrong stuff, putting the wrong glue, putting the glue on my. We don't need that. We do not need that. Using free stock photos for content, I have the option to tip the photographer, but some artists know their stuff is being used. Yes. It's a machine that does lash extensions. You say you're using stock photos. And again, you can create this. It's in Canva. It's on Shopify. It's on Instagram. It's on TikTok. It's on Google. It's on Bing. It's everywhere. Am I saying to take anything away from artists? No. Am I saying that there should be a way for our artists to be compensated? Absolutely. Am I saying, because we depend on AI to generate the information from all of the data that's all over the place to help us create things, right? In order to help us to research, in order to help us to come up with something, in order for us to formulate recipes and things like that, or looks or whatever, we are utilizing AI. So where do we draw the line? Again, I love AI, and I don't have a problem saying that I use AI. I don't even have a problem with the artist having a problem with the AI stealing bits and pieces of their work and putting it, watering down their work. I don't even have a problem with the artist saying that AI is a problem. I agree I agree that as an artist and being how your artwork is portrayed, that may be in the way of what you're trying to do. And again, like they say, starving artists are not something that's uncommon. You've been hearing of this for a very long time. This is nothing new. It's not like if AI didn't exist, your artwork would be booming and you would be everywhere and da da da, and people would be paying millions of dollars for your paintings and everybody would know your name. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not taking, again, me not taking away from the artist and the work. I get it, the integrity of the work. I get it, the time that you spent doing it. I get it, the creative process. I get all of that. But um, there should be something that prohibits the AI to use your work. Your focus should be more on trying to make that happen as opposed to talking to other people that are utilizing AI and telling them that they're stealing your stuff. I think your time will be more better spent where you can get compensated for your work, where, because I do see that there are a lot of cases going on, civil suits being brought up, and copyright infringement. I do see that, but that's where the focus needs to be, so that it puts pressure on the AI, that it put pressure on the companies that are creating this, that are generating the data from everywhere, to not use your work, or to get compensation to utilize your work, or to get permission to use your work. I get that. I totally, totally do. But I think that the focus needs to be there instead of on people like all of us just using AI, trying to say you need to stop using it because you're stealing the artist's work. Right? I know and I told y'all, when I'm using certain prompts, I notice that anything that may have been copywritten, or anything that like certain names and likenesses and things like that, it will not generate those kind of images. It will not generate those images. I will get an error every time I try to use something that is copyrighted or something that they're not licensed to use. I will get an error and I will not be able to generate that image. So again, I think the focus should be on the companies that are using the databases and pulling information from everywhere, so that they can respect the artist and give the artist credit where the credit is due. What y'all think? What y'all think? Let me know in the chat. And let me know if y'all like this kind of conversation. I do. This is something that I love to do. Again, like I said, I wanted to be a lawyer in my earlier days. There's so many things. There's so many layers to me of, becoming me, becoming me. And we all have this, right? But yeah, I love doing these deep dives and going into these kind of conversations, because it is something that allows us to have voice our opinions and have difference of opinions, and then we are able to make different decisions based on conversations that we have. I love that. It's something that I love. I don't necessarily have to just be speaking about how to make your business grow, right? We don't necessarily have to be talking about that. We don't necessarily just have to be speaking about your health. We could be talking about other things. But like I said, I love to do a deep dive. Love, love, love to do a deep dive. So let me know if you love conversations like this, and if we should do more of things like this. Let me know. And make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Hit the like. Let me see. My mom used to tell me I was going to be a starving artist. Robots are delivering things in VA hospitals. Wow. That's true. Yep. Yes, true. I've seen that as well. It tells you if the picture belongs to someone, artist or creator. Yes. Right. And so I think as if the software is going to respect and show that the credit goes to someone else or compensate them, I think that, again, that's where the focus should be. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I think that is definitely where the focus should be. But with that being said, y'all, I am going to wrap this up. It's been fun. And again, let me know if y'all enjoy conversations like this. But yeah, we're going to wrap this up. If you're watching the replay, if you enjoyed this, let me know in the chat. If you're watching the replay, put replay gang in the chat. Also, if you done got this far and you have not yet subscribed, come on and subscribe. Also, turn on your notifications bell so you can be notified when we are going live. We go live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. And today was very informative. And let me tell y'all something. I even went into the science of it. You know what I'm saying? I went deep. I went into dates and I was researching. I was really out here in these streets researching. But yeah, so let me know if you like stuff like this, and we will continue to do stuff like this. Again, this was just based off of an experience that I had. They didn't like the fact that I called myself a creator. They didn't like the fact that I was using AI to create characters. And their intentions were to bully me, and their intentions were for me to totally stop doing what I'm doing. By me stopping is not going to stop the people that are using, that are creating this software, that are creating these programs for us. That's not going to stop them. You need to go there. You need to go to the source of the problem and start working from that way up, right? You need to work from that way out, and that way you can get change, and that way things can happen, and that way the artist can be respected, and that way they can get the permissions, and that way they can get the licensing, and that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you telling me something, I'm the last thing that you need. I'm the last person you need to be contacting with your hate of using AI. I love using AI in my business. It helps. It helps creativity. It helps create, ideas. I love it. So with that being said, y'all, thank you so much for rocking with me today. Again, I hope that you guys enjoyed today. I'm wrapping this up like I'm a news person, right? Let me see. I think I missed the comment. AI is great when I can't find a picture to convey my message. Right. Just type it in and boom, boom, bam, did it. Right. Let me see. Did I miss anything else? But trying to bully people lower on the totem pole is so much easier. Right. And I'll let you know right now, I ain't the one or the two or the three. No, I'm not the one you want to bully. I'm not the one you want to take this to. Because you go low on me, I'm going Chris Brown. You go low with me, I'm going Chris Brown. Okay? With that being said, y'all, thank you again so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed today. I am about to wrap this up. Sean says I say my goodbyes are super long, and they usually are, but you know what? I am going to wrap it up right now, you guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you were in my pricing class last night, I want you to please send me a DM and let me know did you like the class, what information, your takeaways. I need some reviews. So come on and send me your reviews if you took my pricing class last night. Also, if you registered, you will have the replay. So I'm going to edit, and I'll give you a copy if you were registered for the class, even if you missed it. But if you registered, you will have a copy, a version in your email. Yep, just like a preacher. Come on, preach, preacher. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful day. You have a wonderful day too. How can I get a personal session with you? Got a vendor show in 2 weeks. Have questions? All right, let me give you this really fast, Camilla. Good morning. Let me give you this really fast. I have clarity calls. So you can book a call with me here. And I will be more than happy to assist you. All right, everybody. Y'all have an amazing day. I am out of here. Bye, y'all.